Okay, guys. Hi. I'm sorry I'm not there. I'm sorry I wasn't there today. I'm sorry I'm not going to be there tomorrow, which is actually today for you and yesterday for whatever. Sorry I'm not there. So I know I originally wanted us to do review um for the quiz, so it's going to be Thursday. So I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to move the quiz to next week. So you'll have your quiz on Monday, because I will be there Thursday. So we'll review. And then the other thing is I'm going to teach a little bit about photosynthesis and respiration. So I'm basically switching Thursday's lesson plan with today and today's lesson plan with Thursday. So this way we don't fall behind in any shape or form. That activity 13.1, it was due, so make sure, yesterday, so make sure it's in the basket. If you somehow didn't finish it yesterday, I have no way of knowing. So a good idea would be just making sure you finish it today. I'm gonna have whoever the sub is also pass out some practice problems for immunity, and we'll go over. No, I won't. I have to think. I don't know. You'll see when you get there. Okay, so photosynthesis and respiration. So, some warm up. I just want you to pause the slide a little bit and identify each of these sections with the words that are in the word bank. So pause, do, thank you. And so when we're going to check our work, the powerhouse obviously is mitochondria. If we're storing and protecting genetic material, it's going to be the nucleus. Containing a green pigment used to absorb light is going to be chloroplast, and a thin layer that controls movement in and out is going to be the cell membrane. So how does an organism get energy? Specifically, we're talking about plants. So it's going to produce energy or it's going to ingest energy-rich nutrients. So plants that produce energy are called autotrophs, which are organisms that make their own food. If they're going to be ingesting energy-rich nutrients, they're going to be called heterotrophs. So organisms that eat other organisms in order to obtain energy. There actually are plants that are heterotrophs, if you think about the Venus flytrap and ones such as those. So photosynthesis is a process by which plants manufacture carbohydrates from raw materials using energy from light. It occurs in plants and some algae. It requires light, energy, carbon dioxide, and water. The place in the cells with chloroplast, and specifically it takes place in the chlorophyll, which is going to be the green pigment that you see in the plants, which is why plants are also green for the most part. It changes light energy to chemical energy, and it's also going to store energy as sugar, usually glucose. So very similar to how our body is going to, well, our body stores it as glucagon, but we use sugar. So what happens during photosynthesis? Plants capture light energy and use energy to make glucose. The sun provides energy needed by chlorophyll to change molecules of carbon dioxide and water into glucose. Sorry for the noise. I'm making dinner. And then oxygen is released in this reaction. How long is this going to take? 10, 12 minutes. Awesome. The sugar is moved through the tubes in the leaf to the root stems of the plant. It's used for energy, growth, repair, and storage. So here's the equation for photosynthesis. Again, you have carbon dioxide plus water plus is going to yield glucose and oxygen. The equation that you really should memorize is, and if you were in IGSE, you should already have known it. is C6O2. Sorry, that's not right. 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus light energy is what yields C6H12O6 plus 6O2. So make sure you fully memorize this as the equation for photosynthesis. The word equation is also necessary, but if you know this chemical structure, you should be able to tell me these guys. Why it's important. People and animals and other heterotrophs can't make their own food. Plants are the first step in any food web, and the oxygen released is necessary for all living things. So, basic ideas of why it's important. And it's kind of cut off, I think, but these are the factors that are going to affect photosynthesis. So, light intensity. The rate of photosynthesis increases as light intensity increases until the point of light saturation. So, as light increases, so the brighter the light is, the higher the rate of photosynthesis will be until it kind of plateaus out. Kind of like one of our enzyme graphs. After the point of light saturation, increasing light intensity doesn't increase the rate of photosynthesis because all the chloroplasts are busy carrying out photosynthesis. Think about it like if you are at a grocery checkout line. If there's only 3 checkout lines, if they're busy, it's not putting more people in, not going to help you get faster. Or 3 cashiers. It makes sense in my brain. I'm pretty sure it doesn't make sense in my explanation. Sorry. I'll find a better explanation, I promise. Concentration of CO2. Again, the rate of photosynthesis increases, the carbon dioxide concentration increases until there's a saturation. After that saturation, the increase of CO2 doesn't increase the rate because every chloroplast has a needed CO2. Temperature. The rate of photosynthesis increases until the optimum temperature. After the optimum temperature, the rate decreases. So again, a lot of these are like our enzyme graphs, which you should try to remember because our exam's coming up. Just a quick little reminder. So before the optimum temperature, the rate increases because kinetic energy is increasing. So it's more likely that chloroplasts and CO2 and light particles will collide. Once you get past this optimum temperature, the rate decreases because that chlorophyll pigmentation denatures. Chlorophyll is a modified protein. So it goes back to, and enzymes are just proteins. If you have something that's too hot, it's not going to work well. There is that always optimum temperature. So here's a picture of how it works. You get a light energy. We do photosynthesis in chloroplasts. We get organic molecules. We get cellular respiration in mitochondria, which humans have. You get ATP, powers most cellular work. That's how we get heat energy out. And it kind of goes, the mitochondria is what's going to produce that CO2 and H2O, which goes back into photosynthesis. So humans and plants are very reliant on each other. Animals and plants overall are very reliant on each other. Oh, that's the end of the slideshow. Okay, I think I have one more, but I'm going to pause this one and I'll have the other one posted up in a little bit.